Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does it say we're recording?
It says we're recording. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Trying to Be Better podcast with Joel and Steve on our Christmas Eve extravaganza. My name is Joel.
And I'm Steve.
And Merry whatever.
Merry Christmas to those who celebrate, and happy whatever to those who don't.
Happy Festivus to those
That's
who
right.
are completing the feats of strength.
Stop crying and fight your father. Has there ever been a better line?
No. I've got a lot of problems with you people, and it's time you heard about it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How's your Sunday?
So my Sunday.
It is Sunday, right?
Yeah, it's Sunday. It's Christmas Eve, December 24th, 2023.
Right.
My Sunday, I got up. The dog needed to go out very early this morning, and that I didn't get back to sleep. So I made a pot of coffee and watched Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas with my dog.
Oh, that's nice. I haven't seen that in a long time.
It's so good. And the River Bottom band, the River Bottom Nightmare Band, I think that's what they're called. They slap, as the kids say.
Is that what the kids
I
say?
want to go to a double bill. Well, maybe a triple bill. So Kermit the Frog comes out, plays 3 or 4 songs on the banjo.
Uh-huh.
And then the River Bottom Nightmare Band comes out and plays maybe 35 to 40 minutes set. And then we get an hour and a half to 2 hours of Dr. Teethy and the Electric Mayhem. That's the show I want to see.
I saw that last night.
Well, you didn't tell me they were on the bill. I would have.
Well, it was kind of real life approximations of all that, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, all right. Tell us about that. What'd you see last night that was of that caliber?
This is This is something that I feel remiss for not going to in years past. But it was the Frostival Festival in Omaha at the Waiting Room and the Reverb Lounge, which are kind of attached. And there was just, I don't know, a dozen bands playing between the two spaces.
Yeah.
And they open up a service hallway between the two of them so that you could go between the two without having to go outside.
That's nice.
And it was just the best time. It was the best time. The music was phenomenal. And it was laid out in such a way that, like, if you were willing to leave, the band you were currently seeing, like a song or two before they've stopped playing, then you could catch most of the next act.
Right.
And it was, I danced for 6 hours.
Wow.
It was fantastic. Yeah, like pretty much nonstop.
And who were the highlights?
Oh, they were all highlights, actually. That's what I'm getting ready to get into that. But Powder Blue, the Ween cover band, they were fun.
Yeah.
They probably could have practiced a little more.
Yeah.
But they were really good. Strange Pleasures, and I don't know, there was a band called Strange Pleasures around here in the 90s that I saw a couple times, and I don't know if it's the same dudes or not. But they were great. The Roe Hempel band is so good. Yeah, they're white boy reggae.
Oh yeah.
But they're so good that I don't mind that it's white boy reggae.
You sent that photo and Maya Weir was playing with them. Yeah.
But yeah, they were great. The Midland band, their missing member that I referenced a couple of weeks ago because they played as a 3-piece. He was there.
Nice.
And he's, in a word, far out. And they were great. Secret Formula was good. Funk Trek killed everything. They are amazing.
Yeah.
They're flat out amazing. This band, BMT, that I'd never heard of, also amazing. Kind of like I don't know. I would say like they're a very hard hitting kind of electronica, but with guitars, no electronics beyond guitar effects
BMT,
situation.
is that instead of BLT, it's a BMT, like a bowel movement in tomato?
I don't think so.
Just throwing curveballs, baby. Keeping you
Of
on your
course not.
toes.
Yeah, well, that's not. I haven't slept much the last couple of nights because I've been out partying. But and then this band Wormwood played, and they I walked in just as they were kind of doing this I don't know, ambient Brian Eno-ish sounding situation, which was perfect because I've been going hard for like 4 hours of this time.
Yeah.
So I just sat down and
It was
I
the
just sat
chill room.
down.
It was the chill room at the rave.
Yes, and they were great. And then like it was kind of funny. Like I sat down, I kicked my head back and closed my eyes just to soak it in.
Mm-hmm.
And after a couple of minutes, I got a tap on the shoulder from a bartender saying, "Hey man, I can't let you sleep in here." And I'm like, rather than getting into the whole, I'm not sleeping. I'm just, I just said, "Thank you very much," and it was so funny. And then right after that, yeah, you can't.
You can't be sleeping in here. We can't let you sleep in here.
Right.
And we're cutting you off. All I've drank was Diet Cokes and cranberry juice.
Pretty much,
sir.
Yeah, we weren't getting into all that. Partly because as soon as that happened, Wormwood slid into Fearless from Pink Floyd's Metal.
Right.
And it was great.
That woke you up.
It did. It was fantastic, actually. And then they did this song, and I'm not going to describe it well because I can't, but it combined so many weird and cool elements. Kind of like at one point they were doing like a 18th century sea shanty chant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was like, the whole, like it was in a round, and like, and I was standing next to yeah, kind of, but it was darker than that.
Yo ho.
No.
Okay.
You don't get it, man. You don't get it.
Dude, I love that you're tired and crispy. This is gonna be fun podcast.
Oh anyway, so Wormwood was kind of like the sleeper hit for me.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the other bands, I kind of knew what I was getting into. Wormwood, I did not.
Mm-hmm.
And it was altogether delightful.
Yeah.
And then the Jerry Pranksters did their thing, one of their last shows, and it was great. They killed. 4-piece band. But Mark was engaging with the crowd. It was just cool. It was they played very well. And then Fandemic, the Fish tribute thing.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They killed.
Okay.
They slayed. They sounded great. It was they played all the things: Chalk Dust Torture, Golgi Apparatus.
Yeah.
They played Birds of a Feather.
Haley's Comet. Did they get into the acapella Haley's Comet?
They did not know. But they only every band played for like an hour 15 tops. Wow. So they kind of but they were not perfect, but pretty damn close.
Nice.
They absolutely shredded, and they sounded the part. And
are they from around here?
I don't know. I'm assuming so. Omaha, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they were. That was. What a way to cap off the night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, mark your calendars for the weekend before Christmas next year, because damn, that was the best party that I've been to in many moons. It was just great. Everybody was in a good mood. Nobody was fussing. I did have during the Pranksters set. I swear to God, man. Of course it happened during the Prankster set. I'm just dancing. I'm kind of not up front, but in the thick of things. Then I hear this voice behind me go, "There he is in front of me again." And I'm like, "What?" And I turn around. There's this old
bat
guy. Yeah. And I looked at him. I go, "What?" He goes, "You're just keep getting in front of me." And I made this grand gesture of like, "Here, man, have the fucking spot."
Yeah. Here you go.
Here, like you can get in front of me. I don't give a fuck. And he goes, "No, I'm here." And I went, what the? And then like his old lady goes, you can dance. I'm like, fuck that. And I just walked off. Like, yeah, because I want to deal with that energy.
Yeah. No, man, I'm staying right here, but you're in front of me, man.
That's it was like, it was the most, it was a little dysfunctional. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was like, whatever, dude. I just walked off. Like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
I paid for my ticket. I have my drink. I have several drinks in me, and I'm gonna just state what I am feeling right now. And
Well,
this guy is in front of me.
He's totally entitled to do that, but he's still also an asshole.
Yeah.
It was so just like, there he is in front of me again. I'm like, yeah, I'm dancing at a fucking Grateful Dead concert, you dipshit. My God.
Sir, you can't sleep here.
It's kind of, at least that guy was like nice about it.
Yeah.
You know, he was firm but polite. You know,
Firm but polite.
This guy was not being polite. He was just being a dick.
No.
You know,
there he is again.
Like, have you not looked around? Do you not see the 200 people dancing all around you right now? Like, I'm sorry that what?
There he is again. He's standing in front of me. There he is.
Yeah.
He's in front of me now.
Yeah. And I mean, that one exception, everybody was like, it was just, everybody's super cool. Oh, and then the night, Friday night, I did a bang bang. I went to, well, we were there. We went and saw Ferocious Jungle Cat, and how good was that?
Yeah, we got to see Will Harmon and his group from our previous episode 88.
Episode 88.
Yep. They were great. I was, when I saw Will was behind the drum kit, initially I was like, how's this gonna go? I didn't know. I mean, he may have played drums in a previous iteration of that band. I didn't know.
But I think that's kind of a logical, like, well, wait a minute, this is very different.
Yes, this is different. Mm-hmm. And then they fucking crushed it. I love that they come out the gate with like 2 or 3 very kind of out there instrumental songs, and then they get catchy, and then they get weird, and then they play Ghostbusters.
Bustin' makes me feel good.
He didn't miss on that. He said, everybody listen up. Bustin' makes me feel good.
And it was, I think, artistically perfect.
Yeah.
It was exactly what that moment needed, because everybody was like, fuck yeah, Bustin' makes me feel good.
Cheek to cheek, butt to butt. You know what I mean? I love that. I love that band. I love those.
They're so good.
They're so great. And then you went out after that.
Yeah, I went down to Misfits, which I love Misfits. Misfits is now the place in Lincoln to go just get shitty.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You heard it here, folks.
I mean that in the best possible way. I mean, everybody was nice. It's like, it's a basement situation. Mm-hmm. And you, like, if you're not looking for it, to be real easy to miss, which is kind of good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you go downstairs, and it's big, it's well lit, but not like obnoxiously. There's some, pool tables and couches and shit.
Sure.
Sound system was good. Drew, that I know from Bodegas Alley, is running sound. He's a good dude.
Mm-hmm.
Pranksters were playing, and I mean, there was people down there, and it was just a real nice party.
Wow.
And they're gonna have food and stuff, regular old bar food type. I didn't look at the menu or anything because Misfits. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And it's all it's just funky and cool, and dig it, man. Shout out to Misfits, because they got a good thing happening there. We're playing, Exile's playing there February 10th, I think.
Oh, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's cool. I thought, I'm really glad that I, burned the candle at both ends to go down there for a few.
And then the next night, you're burning the other candle that you had, the reserve candle.
Pretty much. I have no candles left.
Steve is without candles for Christmas Eve.
Without candles. I have candles for Christmas Eve. I always have candles for
Silent
Christmas
Night.
Eve. Pretty much, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, shout out to Frostable. Shout out to a Ferocious Jungle Cat. Shout out to Misfits and the Jerry Pranksters.
And long live the Pranksters.
Yeah.
We wish them well.
Yeah.
Because all of their shows are now like farewell shows at this point.
Yeah. Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah, they've been keeping that candle lit. A lot of candle references for a long time, 17 years. So yeah, that was great. And Mark Leaker's so funny. I saw him kind of coming out of the green room as I think BMT was somebody's playing, and he goes, "Hey man, how you doing?" I go, "Man, I am just ripped."
Oh,
And he's so sweet. He's like he was worried. I go,
yeah.
"Oh no, I'm sober, but man." And he's like, "Oh, cool.
Oh,
All right."
good. It's like he was like, okay, do I call the emergency or the non-emergency number?
Yeah. But that was just the word that came out, because like I'd been dancing ecstatically for hours at this point.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And that's a thing, like
yeah,
just the endorphins and like I was high as fuck and just having the best time,
yeah.
And
I love that.
just
I'm just ripped, and he's like, "Oh shit, oh god."
kind of, but he genuinely was like, oh no, this has gone sideways, because he knows kind of what's
Maybe
going on.
maybe he saw what happened earlier. That, sir, you can't sleep
No,
here.
that happened after Pranksters.
Sir, you can't sleep here.
You can't sleep here. Yeah, but that was like, yeah, that was. It was just genuine concern,
Yeah,
like,
well,
he kind of knows what's happening, and
sure.
things can go sideways at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, man, we're fucking loose cannons.
That's what I'm saying, and so it was really cool. And then they played a great set, and it was awesome.
So you
Mhm.
must have caught the second set, or did they play it super?
No, everybody played for an hour.
Oh no! I was thinking of the other. You saw them like 2 nights in a row.
I did, yeah. Misfits, I caught the third set. Most of it, I left before they stopped playing.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yep.
How are you gonna stay
yeah.
upright? Are you doing Christmas shit? Like, how are you even gonna?
Well, I have some things I have to do this afternoon. Like, I have just chores basically that I have to do.
Choring.
I got to do some choring, and then my mom and I are gonna have dinner.
Nice.
And then we're gonna go to church at 7, I think.
What church are we
And
going
then
to? What are we doing?
we're going to St. Mark's. That's my mom's house of worship.
Yep. Familiar with it.
So I'm sure it will be, there'll be some music. 7:00 is the contemplative service.
Yeah. So you're going to contemplate?
I'm going to contemplate. And
if you're going to contemplate, don't lean too far over and burn yourself on the candle. And also,
there's no candles.
Don't lean back, because somebody's going to, hey, you can't sleep here.
You can't sleep. I'm not sleeping. I'm meditating. I'm napitating.
I'm meditating.
The last time I went to St. Mark's, I think it was the service we went to, but like the core demographic, I think there was some napping going on.
Oh, there was some yeah. When I used to work at a church, that was fun to kind of look around and be like, who's staying awake?
Right? Yeah. Hallelujah.
Oh yeah. Well, I was supposed to like be up on the chancel area at the Trinity United Methodist Church tonight, reading the Advent message and lighting the Christ candle and shit. But my mom is ill.
Yeah. That's a bummer, man.
Yeah, it's a real bummer. It's been so we've got 2 sick family members, and Christmas is all over the place, man. This year, which seems like it sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks, and I also don't want I don't want them to listen to this and think that their sickness is bumming me out. But it is kind of a bummer. Right. Like, it's just like, ugh, like, to see your parents like not doing well, it sucks. It's hard.
Plus, it's not like there's any expectations around these 2 days as far as gatherings and
every year, and I feel like I could go back and listen to our Christmas episodes, and like I've chipped away at those expectations, but good God, they're just like woven into the fabric of my DNA.
Well, it's woven into the fabric of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think this year there's been less hubbub, which I'm very grateful for, but there's just been weird, like, my mom's ill. Kirsten's dad's ill. There's not certain family members that normally come to town around. It feels odd, and I'm trying to let that go. And I'm also really nervous that this winter storm that's coming is going to prevent Kirsten and I from getting out of town.
Well, my Christmas situation is different than it has been for 2 decades this year.
Yeah.
And like the winter storm is probably going to complicate that a little bit.
Sure.
But I've made the decision, rather than to force things to happen, I'm just letting it go, and we'll see what happens.
How
So,
are you doing that? Teach me.
well, I mean, I teach you.
Teach me.
Jesus,
Teach.
you're not teachable.
You're not wrong. I'm
No,
not.
man. I mean, it's
I'm
like,
not
I mean,
teachable
of
until
course,
I'm sitting in detention, right? Like
right? Yeah, yeah.
that's when
Well,
I'm teaching. When I get held back from recess, that's when I'm actually teachable.
well, you care about recess.
Exactly. You got to take away recess for me to learn shit.
Well, how do I want to put this? I need to be kind of generic in my phrasing,
Yeah, be
but
generically spiritual. I just want to know how you're letting go and
well, it's back to the axiom of like I can try to force things to happen so that I get my way.
Mhm.
I get what I want,
Mhm.
or I can just let that go, not in a like doormatty kind of way, but
Mhm.
like in just if you do the math, it just makes sense to not force it.
Mhm.
It's just a fucking day. It's a big day, but ultimately my kids will get their presents.
Yeah, it's
And we'll hang out and it'll be fine. I would rather look back on Christmas 2023 and think, yeah, that was the year we didn't get to spend a ton of time together, but it was the way that it just kind of worked out better that way.
yeah.
Rather than that was the year that I went insane and made demands on people. No, we had an agreement,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
We eat these cookies at this time and we have this meal at this time and
Just, I
Christ
mean,
isn't going to
obviously,
come in the manger until
if obviously I want to see people and I want,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
I want to have that experience, but I don't want to have it at the cost of like more things.
And so what I'm hearing is what I need to hear today and for tomorrow and even for Tuesday is that, like I am, and this is where I'm at this year is I was looking at a few different weather reports and I was starting to say I don't care how bad it is. We're getting in the damn car on the 26th and we're
And
driving to
we're
the mountains
going.
because we have an Airbnb with a hot tub in the mountains
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to ski on Thursday. And if I don't get what I want,
Right.
I'm going to be mad. I've already
Yes.
decided that
You're gonna be
I'm
mad.
going to be
You're
miserable.
already mad.
I'm already mad. That's the thing. When you
Yeah.
decide that you're going to be mad for missing something, you're already mad.
Well, that's the dude. I just listened to that book, Don't Bite the Hook.
Yeah.
Pema
Yeah.
Chodron.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pema Chodron. Whatever. That was so good.
Yeah.
Like it was so good. That was 3 hours very well spent, the
Yeah.
audiobook. And I highly recommend the audiobook just because she's funny.
Yeah. She is funny.
And I think the actual book is just a transcript of this talk.
Yeah.
These talks.
Yes.
So the audiobook's the way to go. But that idea of Chempa,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like the rush you get from your justification,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm justified because I had these plans and I wanna, and now it's the stupid and god damn it, like that thing
Yeah. Yeah.
is like the hook of Chempa of that justified anger, resentment kind of. Well, if they would have, and there, and like that thing, it's like
Yeah.
that's not good for anything.
But it
It
does help.
might
It does help me see clearly that my body chemistry gets a benefit from me being that shitty.
for a minute.
Otherwise, why would I, like what is if I know clearly, if I can see clearly that the consequences of my attachment are bad, why
Mhm.
do I keep biting the hook? Because what's on the hook tastes good for a hot second.
About that,
A
yeah.
hot second.
It's like that 2 a.m. gas station burrito.
Yeah. Or me standing over my sink shoving Fritos barbecue twists into my mouth.
That's really specific, man.
Yeah, you got to stand over the sink so you can just wash the fucking crumbs down the drain.
Oh boy, yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
I,
yeah, but that's like that was really like I'd never heard that term before. I'd never heard it
Chimpa.
put. Yeah, I'd never heard it put that way in such a helpful context.
Mm-hmm.
She's very funny. Pamela Chilton.
She's very good at. I'm slowly making it my way through another one of her books. I'm reading the actual physical copy though. It's called How We Live is How We Die.
Oh wow.
And it's all about the, the oh my god, what are they called? There's a Tibetan term for it. It's essentially the change, like the shift, the change, the things between the things. I mean, it's referencing in dying, like leaving this life to go on. But
Mhm.
we actually, she makes the experience of like, we live constantly with these changes, these letting go, these in between times. Even if it's something as simple as, when this podcast is over, I will close my laptop and move to the next thing. Like those in between
Yes.
transitions, if we learn to deal with those changes throughout our life, then we will be ready when it's time to actually die. So it's pretty heavy. So it's not something I'm
Yeah.
just like, put on some jazz and fucking sift through, like it's kind of like,
What kind of
okay,
jazz? Like John Coltrane or Kenny G?
Kenny G, for
Oh, good.
sure.
Uh-huh.
Kenny G.
Mhm.
Or some fresh air or Spyro Gyra, if you will.
Spyro Gyra.
Remember
I
Spyro Gyra?
I do remember Spyro Gyra. That made me think. Yeah, I think it was 81 when the Dead were touring Europe,
Mm.
and Jerry Garcia sat down for an interview with somebody from the New Music Express, which was kind of a new wave punk situation,
Mm-hmm.
And the interviewer was not there to love up on Jerry.
Right. Right.
He was there to like expose him for being the fraud that he is,
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just a great story because the guy is kind of like, don't you ever get bored with yourself? And Jerry in his infinite, affable reasonableness just said, of course, man. But sometimes, boredom, it can be interesting because that's where that before, during boredom is when you find new spaces.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when you're bored, that's when your mind gets creative,
Yeah.
And he's the guy that spent a lot of time sitting in hotel rooms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So of course, boredom,
Boredom. I always think about, well, whenever I hear the word boredom, I don't spend a lot of time being bored, because if you're sitting around, you just scroll through your phone.
Right. Yeah. But they
But
didn't have that in the 70s
no,
and
and I'm
80s.
like, man, I should
What
force
they had was 4 channels of shitty television
and the radio and some records.
and comic books and books and,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But Duncan Trussell has that. He does that. He does a meditation group with his teacher. God, my brain is not working today. What's his name? Not Joseph Goldstein. Mother Hubbard. Anyway, his meditation teacher. They do this meditation group called Journey into Boredom.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, that's if that's not a good title for, what you're signing up for meditation, then I don't know what is. Like,
That's pretty great, actually.
abandon all hope of fruition here. Journey into boredom. Sorry. This is that's what his teacher
That's
tells
pretty
him
great.
when
Uh-huh.
he starts working with any of his students. He's like, just so you know, it's the first thing I say to everybody is, this is hopeless.
Wonderful.
You know that, right? This is hopeless.
That's kind of great because it strips away any notion of like, I'm going to meditate to get serene.
I'm going to meditate to be a better employee.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to meditate so that I'm a better XYZ.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Abandon all hope.
Abandon all hope of fruition. Speaking of abandoning hope and meditation groups, I had some time Thursday night, so I jumped on with our previous guest, Mary Stancabbage, and her live Zoom.
Oh, far out. How was it?
Sit and talk. It was lovely. Mary, if you listen to us, I know that you follow along, but if you're listening, thank you for that. It was just me and Mary and another student.
Far out.
And it was she led a meditation about 20-25 minutes, and then she gave a Dharma talk, and it was fantastic. It was all about community and Sangha and like what it means to actually choose community as an intentional thing, and what does that
Mhm.
mean in a tumultuous time, and and it was really great. So I look for that podcast to come out, her talk.
Yeah, I will.
But I wanted to plug that. Like, if you go to Undefended Dharma, just Google Mary Stancabbage, go to her website. She does morning sits every morning, I think, and then she does like a Thursday night Zoom meeting and maybe a Sunday night Zoom. It's wide open for anybody. She offers like private one-on-one, guidance
Sure.
sessions, teacher sessions, and it's all donation based, and she's
Right.
fantastic. So, little plug.
I listen to Mary's podcast.
Yeah, me too.
Regularly, and I kick her a few bucks.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, just because I really, I value her work.
Yeah.
That was the thought that I had last night. I think multiple times with the concept of Sangha, especially in turbulent times.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really like I felt that last night at Frostival.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's kind of a fundraiser deal. It's also a party, but it was like it was very harmonious in that way. Like there was no, without previously mentioned exception, like no ego. Everybody's just hanging out. And I really like I flashed on like, this is Sangha. This is a Sangha.
Mm-hmm.
Really informal, but not all, because I mean, obviously it takes some formal structure to make something like that happen. But like there were people there that I saw Friday night at Misfits. They were like, "Hey, man,
Yeah.
we saw each other last night. That's all." It's just that click of like, "Oh, we're humans interacting."
Well, yeah. I mean, that's why we crave that. We crave it's. I texted this to you the other day in sort of a different context, but our desire for companionship, friendship, relationship, community is really hardwired to who we are as a species. But also, like, when we make that an intention with our heart and mind, like, we seek the right type. Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? When that's tuned up, and it can be at a show, or it can be at church, or it can be in a recovery group, or it can be just like, we all like Legos and we're going to get together and do, whatever it is. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's super important. And
it's social, demented and sad, but social.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever trips your trigger, so to speak. I mean, yeah, it's good. I'm glad that, I mean, it's always important when you're in a group of people to take just a step back and observe.
Yep.
Like, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
What are we
Well,
doing?
that, like last night, I felt very safe.
Mm-hmm.
I felt very like I could just be like vulnerable and open.
Yeah.
And I expressed that through physical movement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was great. Have we had the talk about, I can't remember if I've talked to you about this, but like the idea that the party isn't going to come to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that's a flash that I've had recently. It's like, the party isn't going to come to me. Fred Armisen says that thing about you're never late to the party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the flip side of that is, unless you don't go to it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like sitting at home wishing you had a pizza, but not picking up the phone to order a pizza.
Right.
Or saying, I really love pizza. When was the last time you had one? Well, I don't know. It's been a while. It's that idea of like, I mean, there's a version of me that the last 2 nights I would have just sat at home on my couch and watched Jerry Garcia Band videos with my cats. And been, mostly happy about it.
Yeah.
But then that piece of like, well, I'm also kind of lonely.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like, to get out of my comfort zone, because like going places by myself, I mean, I can do it, but just to show up at a party by myself, is that's a thing, And what I've discovered is that I really like it.
That reminds. I had a thought. Last week because there's some folks that organize this thing called While We're All Still Here, or and it's this thing of.
Did you go to that?
There's a couple of people that I kind of know that started or do that, and it's a really cool thing. It's like they went to too many funerals, and they're like, "Why do we have to wait for a funeral to get together?" And And there's been a couple of years I'm like, I really want to go to that. But then I see photos of people after the fact. I'm like, I don't know that I really know those people. So
Right.
I'm glad I didn't go. I'm like, I don't really know those people. And then I'm like, but that's not
But
the point. The
right.
point is to like what I think I applaud your bravery and courage to just be like, I'm gonna go. I like to go to shows by myself sometimes. I like to do things by myself, but like that sort of like social interaction without a buffer, without a
Mhm.
band to play or a DJ or
Oh,
something.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean?
Oh, yeah, that's a
Like
different thing.
that's
Like, "Why
like
are you here?"
yeah,
Um,
that's like
um
first day of 6th grade in the lunchroom. Like
Right, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just holding my fucking chicken patty. Like, where do I sit? Where do I sit?
Right, "Who am I?"
Who are these? Who am I? Who are they?
Uh-huh.
Am
"What
I
group do I
here?
not belong in?"
Who's gonna beat me up? Who's not gonna beat me up?
Right, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Is there somebody that's wearing kind of the same shirt that I am?
yeah. Well, that would have been me in 6th and 7th grade. Who's wearing a band T-shirt? I can say,
Uh-huh.
"Hey, cool shirt."
Yeah.
You
"Cool
know.
shirt, bro."
There was a lot of other family shit going on, but I would have been okay. It's just like I thought about like I should go down there and check that out for an hour or two, eat a slice of
I kind
pizza.
of forgot about it, like, I could have gone down to that logistically,
Yeah,
but it wasn't until I started seeing the pictures pop up that I was like, "Oh, fuck.
yeah, yeah.
Missed it. Oh, well.
hmm
Next
hmm
year, maybe."
hmm
Mhm. But what a cool concept.
That is a cool
Like, what an
concept.
amazing idea,
Yeah.
like, while we're all still here, let's get together.
Yes. And it's right around the holiday because they kind of know people are back in town. So there's like,
Right.
and I see like Darren went down there. He made DJ'd it, and then some other friends I know go, and it's like I probably would connect with somebody,
Sure.
through 2 or 3 people, but like the actual putting on the coat, putting the keys in the
Mhm.
ignition, and driving down there
The
and
party
doing
isn't gonna come to you,
the
man.
party is not going to come to you.
Nope, you gotta get out and do the what was and that's what was good for me is, like, I actually, like, reintroduced myself to some people that I have seen around for quite a long time, you know?
hmm hmm
We know each other by face and, like, oh,
hmm
we periodically run into each other at prankster shows or whatever, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But, like, actually had some conversations and got to know some people a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that was just really like, "Oh, right, this is how you build community."
What?
Yeah.
That takes effort. That
Well,
takes
yeah, and there's a certain amount of, uh, just getting out of myself, because I mean, for people that have known me for a long time know that, like, there's a version of me that would never, like, go up to somebody that I thought was cool and introduce myself again, you know?
it's like for me it's like there's got to be the sweet spot. I've got to be above the I'm not good enough to be here, but below the
Yes.
I'm better than all these fuckers. I
Yes.
got to be in
But
that sweet spot.
I think that's kind of the goal,
That's
actually.
the goal. That's the goal. That's what alcohol did for me for 10 minutes at a time that I
That's
chased
right.
down the fucking drain, and now I'm
Mhm.
just like the rest of my life like, okay, how do I get to that sweet spot of I'm I'm good enough to be here, but I'm not better than anyone here.
Right.
And I'm at the party.
Mhm. At the party.
Ugh.
And it's I mean, God, we learned so much in recovery. It's like being just a person among people
Yeah.
and trying to be of service wherever we can.
Yeah.
Like that's really kind of the goal, you know?
That we have we have a reason. We have a reason to be anywhere we're at. There's always some way to be of service. And sometimes that's removing myself from it, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
but rarely it's that. Rarely is it removing myself, you know? Like I don't put myself in a position where the only real good solution is for me to leave. Usually, you know? I mean, if I was at a fucking, Coke party, probably be like, yeah, it's probably good that I
Yeah.
don't stick around
I don't need
for
to
the
be here.
benefit of their time. I'm going to be a real
Right. Yeah.
drag
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
blow
Yeah. Yeah.
22 years tonight, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Right.
yeah, we always have something to offer. That's good for me to hear,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, that's good. It's so yeah, back to Mary's talk, and I hope everybody listens to it. And when she releases it as a podcast talk, I'll share it on the Instagram, trying to be a better podcast Instagram. that like, and there was one of the other the other guy that was on there. He talked about, we had a little discussion afterwards, and he kind of talked about how it's really hard for him to get out of his bubble, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he what did he say? It's like, I kind of feel like I'm on the outside looking in, and sometimes it's so bad it looks like I'm looking through the window of a window of a window through about 4 houses. Like I feel that
Uh-huh.
removed. But he says I try to practice micro connections, not microaggressions, but micro connections, like
Uh-huh.
small little things, like the person at the store,
Mm-hmm.
the person on their
Mm-hmm.
bike that nobody is stopping for, stop to let them cross, or just whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
that those little things can add up to really big sense of community.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or at least feeling like you're a part of the community.
Yeah, that you're not an urchin below everybody's experience, or that you're, high above it.
Our old friend Maddie K used to talk about being bubble boy.
Yeah.
How you doing? Man, I'm pretty bubble boy today. Or it's like everything's just through this bubble of self.
Yeah.
I think about that sometimes.
That's good.
When I'm feeling that way. Yeah.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Well, did we do it? I feel like I'm starting to lose motor coordinates.
Yeah.
Like systems are shutting down.
Yeah, system fail. You're running on battery power only right now, and that's dwindling.
Pretty much.
But
you've
been out there. The old duder's been out there for the rest of us, and I really appreciate that. Like, you're getting out there fucking shit up.
I want you to know that I felt that way. I felt that as I was carrying my cross around.
Yeah. You're carrying the cross, and I'm just trying to snuggle in the manger hay right now, man. I'm just trying to just be a little baby Jesus boy.
Little
just
baby
snuggle.
Jesus.
I just want to snuggle and not leave the manger. And you're out there carrying the cross through the streets of
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem.
Well, I guess the wise men come to the manger, but I mean,
but that's the thing. Like, if the party does come to the baby, baby Jesus isn't out there fucking turning water into wine. He's just sitting there shitting himself. The whole crew comes to him.
Yeah, but that was when he was a baby.
Exactly. That's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't want to carry any crosses. I don't want to have to perform any miracles today. I just want to crawl up in my hay and let the lambs come and lick me.
I can get you a couple cats.
All right, this is getting out of hand. You're shutting down. Hey everybody, happy whatever you believe in is real.
Yes.
Whatever it is for you, believe
and
it.
We wish all of you a good holiday season. Yes. and all of the good things in the coming year.
Yeah, get in where you fit in. If you're lonely, go to the party, right? Go reach out for help, ask for help, go to a meeting. If you haven't been for a long time, call your grandma, whatever it is, just reach out.
Make that difficult phone call.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yep. All right, buddy. Be safe out there.
Oh, you too.
All right. Love you.
Love ya.
We'll be back in a little bit.
Don't forget, toot your hooter.